Hello lovely people, welcome to the channel. I am so happy to have you here. Today we will be doing a pair card reading about some kind of question you have. This will be a yes or no type of reading. So sit back, take a couple of deep breaths, relax, think about the question that is on your mind, and when you are ready, pick the pile you feel the most drawn to, and let's see what the cards have to say in regards to your question. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this seashell, then the card you got from the Moonology deck is the Full Moon in Pisces card with balance, spirituality and practicality. I'll leave this card up here and we will get back to it after I pull some tarot cards regarding your question. So let's see. Let's ask the tarot. What is the answer to pile 1's question in a yes or no aspect? Okay, let's take 5 cards. Okay, pile 1, let's get into your cards. So, right off the bat, based on the tarot cards that came up and also the oracle card from the beginning, it seems that the thing that you're asking about is somewhat in a middle state now, so to say. What I mean is the cards are not giving me either a strong yes answer at the moment, nor a strong no answer. Like there is nothing coming up in your cards that's like giving the vibe of hard pass, you need to move on from this, or you need to let this go or whatever. But it's also not at the stage where it's saying like, yes, absolutely, everything's fine, like you are there and whatnot. It is somewhere in the middle. And this middle will be influenced through your clear thinking or lack of clear thinking, through your intuition, and through you balancing practicality with dreaming. Now, if we are to start on this side with the reversed King of Wands, the reversed King of Wands very much gives the idea that on the one hand you might have like high expectations of this situation that you are in, to the point of maybe you are a bit cocky or arrogant, or at the very least you are maybe these high expectations are maybe not allowing you to fully grasp the situation and what needs to go into it. So it's kind of like there was like a saying or something, I saw it on social media from some kind of brand a while back, but it was basically if we knew what we have to do in order to succeed, we wouldn't have started. Something like that. Like, I don't remember the exact saying, but you might be in this energy where the thing you are inquiring about, you still haven't exactly fully grasped its complexity, or like maybe the time it would require, or the effort, or something else. You seem to have a bit of a rose-colored glasses at the moment. Another aspect of the king coming up reversed could be that you are trying to be too impulsive in chasing this goal. You might be moving in haste, and so you are wasting like back and forth energy and effort, but not necessarily moving in a particular direction. I hope that makes sense. a third aspect to him could be that you yourself are not still feeling super confident about the thing that you are trying to achieve. Like you might, because the kings are normally the leaders in the deck, they're like the authority figures. It seems that because he came up in the reverse position that you don't feel like this leader or authority figure in this moment. So this might also be something that is holding you back in taking action or in taking directed and well thought out action. Then when we move to the Four of coins, of pentacles, it is very much giving the energy of, again, maybe you having some kind of control issue in the situation, maybe trying to control things too tightly, because like I said, you might have very particular expectations about how this situation would happen and evolve. And the other thing about the Four of Pentacles, it could signify a bit of a you might be a bit too attracted to some kind of comfort and some kind of comfort zone in the situation that you are clinging too much onto, and this might be giving you issues in the situation. Whether it is like maybe you having worries about finances, because pentacles could be finances. So you are, for instance, not willing to spend on something else you might need, or like, let's say you want to start a podcast or something, and you need to put in some kind of small investment at the start, but you are feeling unsure and don't want to take that step. Like it could be something like this, it could be something else, but it has something to do with your comfort zone and with wanting to control things really tightly. Basically, it is this mindset and state of having some kind of fear and maybe that things would not turn out great, or again being too much attracted to how exactly things will pan out. Like not just the result per se, because we all want a particular result when we have a dream or a goal or something, but like the exact steps that would take you to that place. With the Knight of Cups coming up then as the next card. Now this could be both positive and negative. On the positive side, the Knight is a very creative and imaginative and charming individual. So this could signify that you have this in you, or this potential at the least, to be very creative with your ideas and to take inspired action. But it could also have to do with again being kind of floaty or not super focused, or a bit unrealistic. I mean, he came up in the upright position, which is the more positive position in the case, but still, because of the other cards signifying a little bit of this direction of being maybe not super realistic or being a bit romantic about something, this could be also the case. Like, take it both as a positive and negative. Then we have the reversed Queen of Swords energy, which is again very much the same energy of being in your head a little bit too much, and maybe also being a bit overwhelmed by emotions. Like, the Queen of Swords is normally a very clear thinking lady that has a stable plan. She has clear communication. She has clear boundaries. She is not, her judgment is not clouded by emotion or by other people or by biases and whatnot. But in the reverse position, this very well may be the case. There is something that's blocking your perfect judgment at the moment. And it could be something emotional. It could be other people getting in your head about it. It could be a plethora of things. Now, the final card from the tarot that came up is the Ace of Swords, which is a card of new ideas and of breakthroughs. So if all the other cards are signifying this back and forth energy of maybe not knowing which action to take or playing with different ideas, this is a promising card that you can go, you can get to that breakthrough moment and clarity and start the thing that you are thinking about. Like generally, yeah, I would say that the cards are giving very much the impression that maybe you have not really started to act on the thing that you are asking about. I will maybe pull a couple of additional oracle cards at the end, but before we get to that, I want to read to you from the book just to make sure that we don't miss anything, because it could be significant, about the full moon in Pisces card we have over here, because I do think this is the missing link, like the key to resolving this issue and moving the thing in the right, in the yes direction. If yes is the answer you are hoping for, I mean in the positive direction for your question. So the full moon in Pisces card asks, have you been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It is time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question, and the solutions to your issue may now come through very clearly. And if you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. Yes, definitely I would say the tarot also reflects this idea that taking a step back and maybe meditating would be helpful for you. Definitely I would advise at this point to stay away from seeking guidance through other people, because this is very much giving me the energy of too many people giving you too many opinions, and this bringing you out of balance, because the kings, the queens, those could be people outside of you. Those could be also mentors in specific instances, but they are normally, the court cards are other people outside of yourself. And I feel like these people could be bringing an additional issue to your undecidedness at the moment. Okay, to attune with the moon, you should meditate every day and see what comes to you. Answers will come. So if meditation is something you have not tried, or maybe you have wanted to try but still haven't gotten into it, definitely try that. It does wonders when we manage to unplug our minds for a little bit. The things that come afterwards can be marvelous. Some additional meanings for the moon card. You can be in a super romantic but not super realistic state. This is similar to what the tarot had to say. And also follow your intuition. It won't let you down. Okay? Okay, pile one. Like I said, I want to pull a couple of additional cards from the Tea Leaf Oracle. Maybe they can give us some additional important messages regarding your question. So, let's see. Something important pile one would need to know, about the thing that they're inquiring about. Advice, details, like whatever wants to come up. Let's take 3 from this pile and something for pile 1, some additional info. let's take one more card. This one. Okay, pile 1. The order that the cards came up in. First came up the tulip card with the message of great passion. So this is giving me, so to say, the confirmation that the thing that you're asking about is something that you're really passionate about, something that's really on your heart. It could be something in the creative field because you got quite a lot of creative cards, both like the Cups energy, the Pisces energy, and also the Swords cards. The next card that followed is the Dagger, fear, worries, tense situations. So yes, it seems simply by default that you clicked on this reading, it seems that the situation is weighing on your mind and is causing you stress. The good thing is the third card that came up for you is the box card with you will receive a gift. And right afterwards came up the February card and the pineapple with reconciliation and pleasure with a close friend. So I think that something significant in this situation would be that you might either receive some kind of gift like altogether, not necessarily connected to the situation. The gift itself could also be like a reconciliation with a close friend that maybe you had lost touch with or something, signified by this dog card with the pleasure with a close friend. Or like I said, the gift could be something not connected to the situation, or it could be some kind of clarity regarding the situation. Also, it could be something coming up from the friend, like as a form of like idea or something. And with the February card, I would say that it's very likely that this change, either this gift or this change in the situation or this clarity you might receive, could very well happen in February. It is February now, if you happen to watch this reading now. If not, it could be a following February, or it could be signifying like 2 months from now, because February is the second month, you know. So, yeah. Okay, pile 1. I hope that this was helpful, and I wish you all the luck. Hello, pile 2. If you chose this starfish over here, the card that came up for you is the waning moon with the message of what do you need to release. Now, before we get into the moon card, let's draw a couple of tarot cards regarding your question, and let's see what comes up for you. So, what does pile 2 need to know regarding the yes or no question? Let's take 5 cards and see what they have to say. Okay, pile 2, let's get into your cards. So, right off the bat, the cards that came up for you are giving the impression of either your question pointing more towards a no answer, or potentially if you get the thing that you're asking about, if you achieve it, if you whatever it is, it will have to be somehow different than what you had imagined at the start. Like the first example that's coming to my mind is, for instance, if you are asking about a relationship with a specific person It could play out in a couple of different ways. It could be that if you, for instance, get with that person, it might not be in the way that you had initially hoped for. Like there seems to be some kind of surprise, maybe with a bit of a negative twist, in the sense of that you had some kind of expectation and you need to release that expectation because things will be a little bit different. So it's not necessarily 100% no, but it's also not 100% yes. If anything, it is leaning more towards the no. Or at least when it pans out initially, you would feel like it's more of a no. It's more of a, well, this is not what I wanted type of thing. Let's get into the individual cards, and I'll read to you also at the end the waning moon card. So the first card from the tarot that came up for you is the reversed Six of Swords. The reversed Six of Swords tells me very much that you are on the verge of some kind of transition and change, but you are resisting this transition and change. The thing that you're inquiring about, like I said, can't happen in the way that you are hoping for whatever reason, and you are still not at the point where you have come to accept this. You're resisting somehow. The card that follows it is the reversed King of Cups. And the reversed King of Cups in this situation is giving me the impression that this situation is getting you like really upset and anxious, probably because you can't control it and lead it in the way that you had initially hoped for. It could be also that you're right now kind of lacking compassion for yourself or also towards other people. Like, for instance, we can get a little bit bitchy sometimes if things don't go our way. So you could be experiencing that as well. Or it could be also that you're like trying to repress those negative emotions or negative hunches you might have regarding this situation and like hoping that somehow if you wait it out long enough, it will pan out. Now in the middle of your reading came up the World card, and this is a positive card because it signifies some kind of completion of something, integration of different parts, and like it is a happy card. It signifies like having yeah, I guess completion is the best word I can think of, like within yourself and within a project also. But it's like this bliss that you feel when you take something to the end, I guess, like when you... It is like the bliss of success, like you made it through all of the turbulations, you gathered all the parts and you made something whole from them, you completed something. On the other side, the two cards that came up for you are the reversed Page of Wands and the reversed Six of Wands. Now, what this is giving me in your reading is that maybe once you manage to transition out of the thing signified by these two cards over here, like the issue, the change that you're resisting, and that is making you anxious and worried and fearful in this situation, you will either get some kind of idea that maybe you have already with this Page of Wands. Maybe you already have a hunch of an idea that will help you move along out of this energy and would take you to some kind of success in the situation, even if it differs from what you had initially planned. But this is still just a seed of an idea. It is not something that you have completely formed in your mind, and probably this attachment that you have to the situation is still holding back this idea from fully blossoming. So I would say the advice for you is not to throw yourself to act too fast. It still doesn't seem to be exactly the right time to take on this new venture or this new change. You have some things to clear up with the situation up till here before you can get to that point. Both the reversed page and the reversed Six of Swords very much speak about you needing to somehow redefine your path or redefine your idea of success. Like this is the literally the path card, redefining it, because you had some kind of idea, maybe it didn't pan out, and now you have to sit down and think how you can do it differently. And the Six of Swords is the success card, so it is very much redefining success by your own standards. Maybe if you had somebody in your ear that was for instance giving you false ideas about how you have to live your life or how you are supposed to find success in a certain situation, the thing that didn't pan out, you need to now redefine for yourself and take that new road. And once you do this, it is very much giving me the it is very much showing with the World card again that once you take that new road, things will start to fall into place and you will get to that completion of this thing. You will feel satisfied with it. But like the other cards mentioned as well, before you get to this point, you have the thing on this side and the thing that's also signified by the Moon card. There is something in the situation you need to release. There is some kind of change and transition you are avoiding. There are some kind of negative feelings that you have to deal with. And once you manage to take a break and take a deep breath a little bit from those things, then you would be able to sit down with a clearer head and think about what isn't working out for you, why it's not working out, and somehow redefine the ideas that you are following, why you are following them, why you are doing some things and the way you are doing them. There will be just this click and aha moment that will lead you down a bit of a different path. I'll read to you now the messages from the Waning Moon card from the booklet. The waning moon points to something that's falling away. Life goes in cycles and sometimes we need downtime or to let go. No matter when in the moon cycle you pull this card, it is a sign that a situation has peaked for better or for worse and it is time for you to go easier. Also, yes, with the reversed King of Cups, like I said, you might be lacking compassion for yourself right now. If you find that this is the case, definitely take the time to pamper yourself a bit, or like to sit down with your emotions, or to journal, or to somehow connect with yourself again and get those negative emotions that you might be harboring for yourself. If you feel, for instance, that you made some kind of mistake on the situation or whatever, to get them out of you so you can cleanse them. Journaling is a perfect way to do this. Yes, it is the autumn and winter of the cycle. So what do you need to release? Almost certainly something from the situation you are asking about. This card can be very positive, but it can still be gently suggesting that you let something go and stop trying so hard. So, like I said in the beginning, this is not necessarily a yes or a no, but like I said, the cards point more towards a no, because the situation you are asking about, you are putting too much effort somehow in the wrong place. And if it is to work out, you would need to change something, release some kind of expectation, and like just generally change course. Like the example with the relationship, if you had hoped that a relationship would develop a particular way, this very much gives the vibe that no, like if this relationship is to work, you would need to change your expectations, you would need to change your way of doing things. Same with work or what have you, like whatever you asked about. Okay. Additional meanings for the card: move forward with as little resistance as possible. Also, this is not the time to start new projects. Like we mentioned before, you can get to that point of working out a new idea and a new plan. You need to first work on releasing this old thing that is bothering you. Also, releasing emotional baggage is recommended. Say sorry to someone if you have to. Do energetic work such as meditation or yoga, and soon you will see what lies ahead. Okay, pile 3. Let's at the end pull a couple of additional cards from the Tea Leaf Oracle for some kind of additional confirmation or advice or things you need to know regarding the situation, like whatever. Let's say this one and, well, this one. Okay, both want to come out. And a couple of those from this deck. What is some additional info for our pile 2? This. Okay, pile 2. The cards that you got are the Tower card with solid foundation, success with effort, followed by desk, pay attention to your work. Then came up the Bridge card, successfully overcoming a problem, which is awesome, and the Dog, advice from a friend. So maybe a friend of yours would help you somehow in like bridging the gap between, for instance, your emotions and thoughts and ideas, or like between your blind spots about how to act in this situation. Also, the May card came up, so it could be that May would be a significant month for resolving this issue, or for maybe doing this transition that the cards speak of. Also, the card that came after the May card is the Stork with news of a birth or a new business opportunity. So it could be that up till May, you are asked to like put in the solid effort in working on this problem, on letting go the first part of the problem. And then around May, you might get this good advice from a friend, or this nice opportunity that would help you to cross the bridge from like the releasing part of the energy into the working on something new part of the energy. And the last card that you got is the Boot card with increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. And what can I say? It's pretty positive. So pile 2, no doom and gloom for you. You just need a little bit more time to get over this thing that's holding you back, and afterwards everything seems pretty promising. Okay, so I hope that this was helpful, and I wish you all the luck. Hello, pile 3. If you chose this pointy seashell over here, then the card that came up for you from the Moon cards is the full moon eclipse with conclusions are within reach. This is my favorite card to pull for myself. It's like the card of Dark Night of the Soul. Yes, that was the right phrase. Anyways, before we get into it, no worries. Let's pull some tarot cards and see what is the answer to pile 3's question. What does pile 3 need to know? Let's do 5 cards, like with the other piles. Okay. Okay, pile 3, let's get into your cards. So, out of all the piles, I would say that your pile is definitely the most yes pile. So to say, for you, most of the cards that came up are very positive, and I would say the negative aspects of the cards are more giving me the vibe that this is something that's just in your head and worrying you, but not necessarily something that is panning out in reality or something negative that's happening. Okay, let's get into it. Let's actually start with the full moon eclipse, with conclusions are within reach for you. I'll read the whole text from the booklet so we don't miss anything. So, with the full moon eclipse, and just like that, like that horrible show that ruined my life, don't think about it. A door slams shut. If you've pulled this card, it suggests that the situation you are asking about is about to reach peak or has just done so. Since you are asking, I am more inclined to say that it is within reach, but it still hasn't happened. And so now things are out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for, a way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it is the right time, as hard as it might be. Forgiving someone for what they did could be key to resolving the situation in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. Okay. Now, because in your situation, the oracle card that came up seems, so to say, more negative than the cards that came up from the tarot, I see this in a couple of ways, and I'll describe them for you. Like I mentioned initially, the first vibe that your cards gave me is that the worry this situation is causing you and that is making you ask about it is something that's in your head. Like the conclusions are within reach card, like it said, it's very much a thing about what happened, and at this point you can't exert any more control over it. So for instance, if you applied for a university or for some kind of competition or whatever, you might still have this feeling that you need to do something more, or maybe that you didn't do enough or something like that, but the cards are not necessarily giving me the vibe. Now, there is the vibe that due to some kind of unforeseen circumstances, for instance, or maybe if you had not perfectly planned something regarding the situation in the past, there might be a bit of a delay, and maybe this is what is causing you to ask the question in the first place and to receive the main answer of conclusions are within reach. There could have been some kind of delay. The other thing that's coming up in the more negative side is that there might have been some kind of strife or competition regarding this thing you are asking about. Because the Five of Swords card is a very stereotypical card of like having some kind of conflict or disagreement or competition with other people. And there is the advice of like pick and choose your battles, like don't fight everything. There also is the message like, are you trying to win at all costs, which is like causing you additional stress. But I mean, of course, like when we want something, we tend to exert a lot of effort in chasing it. So in that sense, it is normal. I would say the message is more in the meaning of, like, you can see how the guy, the crow, is whispering something in his ear, and he is having like a headache from the whole scenario. So it is very much giving this vibe that you might be too stressed about hearing something from other people, like rumors or whatever, or disagreement like I mentioned, or like thinking about the competition you have in chasing a goal. The Three of Cups card that follows it can also be, it could be a positive card as well, but it could again be a card of like having a competition in a certain arena. But the other cards, the Sun card is a super positive card. It's like a card of vitality, warmth, happiness, like optimism, hope, all of those things. Yeah, you can see just how happy the lady is in the field of flowers, like basking in the sunshine. She is like the star of the show. And you are as well. And with the Knight of Pentacles, the second card that came up, this is a hardworking knight. It is a knight who can step by step, by consistent effort, day in and day out, achieve and manifest his dreams. Like you can see how he is walking, and coins stay everywhere he has passed. So like he has the ability to manifest. Whatever he touches turns into gold, that type of thing. So, like I said, the first scenario that the cards are giving me is very much this. There might have been some kind of delay in the situation due to your fault or outside of your control, whatever. And the aspect of having some kind of competition might have put you on edge regarding the situation. But the other cards are very much giving a positive message of things will be fine. They are at this point out of your control, but you have already put in the effort day in and day out for this thing to work out for you. Now, the other scenario which I'm seeing has to do with this thing that was also mentioned in the Moon card. Like, if you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it might be. So, the second option I am seeing in this situation is, if you had some kind of strife with somebody, or you had some kind of disagreement, whether it was a friendship, because the Three of Cups can be a friendship. It could be also, for instance, a romantic relationship. It could also, in the case of a romantic relationship, be, for instance, a third-party situation or something like that. If the situation you are inquiring about somehow has to do with a person and letting a person go, or maybe letting go of a project you had with a particular person, the cards are saying that once you do that, once you take that step out of the woods, because you are still with the full moon eclipse, the moon is behind the trees. Like, it is there, the glimmer is there, like the idea is there. With the reverse Three of Wands, like the intention of taking a new road to somewhere is there, but there is still something that is holding you. Like, you are not completely there. You might have started and taken a misstep that caused delay. So if this is a situation, if this is the situation where you are thinking about letting go of someone or work with someone on something. You don't need to be afraid of that change, because the promise behind that change is that things will again work out in your best favor. Right now, like the moon card says, you don't have the complete clarity of the situation. Maybe there's some kind of hidden information from you that's kind of keeping you stuck in this somewhat worried energy, like I said, with the guy that's holding his head, like listening to all of the different thoughts he has or worries he has, or the voices of other people in his head confusing him. You will sooner than later be privy to some kind of situation, some kind of information, or if it's not information from the outside, just to some kind of inner clarity that will show you that leaving an aspect of this situation or a particular person would be beneficial for you, and then you would change your direction somehow. And again, we get to the Knight card and the Sun card, which are again promising this manifesting ability when you put in the work, and this vitality and happiness and feeling rejuvenized. Like this lady is very much giving me the vibe of, for instance, escaping from her captor or something. For instance, the princess escaping from the castle or something, some kind of situation that was bad, and she is now free and she is basking in the sun and she is super happy, and all the birds are singing around her. So if this is your situation, where you are maybe hesitant about leaving a particular person or a particular project with a person, particular job, like, don't overthink it. You are the things have already started to roll behind the scenes. You don't have to do anything at this point. It seems that it could be just a matter of it could be just a waiting game where you need to take some time to process things and to get to that point of clarity to then maybe take a particular step in that direction and to get to that end result of positivity and happiness. So whichever of the two scenarios it is, pile 3, both are equally as positive. In the end, of course, the second one would require some kind of change, but like, that's just the game of life. Like, if we are not constantly changing and growing, what are we even doing? Even if it is somewhat unpleasant from time to time. Now, before we end this, I want to take a couple of tea leaf oracle cards for you, for some kind of additional information, advice, or like whatever wants to come up for you. Yep. Okay, 2 came up. Let's take this one and don't fall. And a couple from the other side. I have still not managed to learn how to shuffle these things properly. Okay, one last. You. Actually, 2. Let's make it 2. Okay, so in the order that the cards came up, we have first the Crown, with honor and respect will come to you, followed by the Crib, birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. Then we have the Angel card, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. So pile 3, if you have any worries in that direction, know that everything that pans out in your highest interest. Okay. Then we have the box card with you will receive a gift. It could be this spiritual guidance that will hit you all of a sudden, who knows. Cup, you should accept valid criticism. So if this is something where you are working with other people, for instance, when you get to that breakthrough moment and you move into the new direction, don't let people get in your head, like use your discernment and intuition, but accept the valid criticism that comes your way, okay? Then we got the archway with new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up, which is awesome. And finally we get the whale card with great worry over nothing. This is my favorite card of the deck because I tend to be a great worrier over everything and nothing and all that lies in between. So it could be that you are also that. Like we mentioned, the first scenario, all of this could be in your head. And if this is the case, try to get out of your head. I don't know what to tell you, my friend. All of the cards that came up for you are positive. Like you will start something new, a new enterprise. You will receive some kind of guidance along the way, some kind of gift that you are not expecting. And like recognition, respect, all of those nice things are waiting for you on your path. You just have a little bit more to go to get out of the dark woods, okay? I hope this was helpful and I wish you all the luck.